Now here's a fantastic way to make your homepage of your website, or for that matter any page of your website, a lot more interesting. A lot of my clients say, look, I'm not good in front of the camera, or I freeze in front of the camera. And I understand that. If you're not doing what I do for a living, where you're pretty used to being in front of a camera, sometimes it can be pretty daunting. Now, if that's the case, then there's a fantastic alternative you might like to consider. And it's called a Doodle animation video. Okay, now you can see some samples of this below. And the purpose of putting this onto the Wow Central website is so that you can consider this as an option for content on your website. I had an instance where I was putting together I do a number of seminars, lots and lots of seminars, but this particular seminar was in Sydney and here in Australia, and I decided to split test a real video of me in this particular sort of fashion, okay, me talking to the camera, versus a doodle video of me speaking, okay, in other words a cartoon character version of me with the artist, you're seeing the hand draw it, and much to my chagrin, guess what, the doodle animated version of me outsold the real version of me in terms of video by about 30%. So therefore, when we put the doodle video of me inviting people to register for my seminar, we had 30% more bookings or more registrations than when I used the real video of me. So I guess if I was smart, I would just disappear and let the cartoon version of me take over from here. So think about that for your website. Think about the Doodle whiteboard animation videos, that's what they're called. There's a whole host of, suppliers of this throughout the likes of the Philippines and India and Pakistan and places like that. You can find them on Odesk or Elance. I happen to have been down that path, and I'm fortunate to now have a number of doodle animation artists who I believe are top of the tops. They're overseas, they're in the Philippines and the likes of those places, but I've sorted through a whole host of doodle animators, and I've come up with what I guess call my dream team, but you might care to do the same. The thing is that if you go down this path, you'll find that they are very compelling. Okay, now if you get the right doodle animator, you'll find that they're very compelling, but they're only compelling, of course, if the script is compelling. So, do yourself a favour. You hear me saying do yourself a favour quite often on these videos, because it's my way of giving you, I guess, the encouragement to go ahead and do this. Okay, so therefore, if you have a good script and you have a good doodle animator, there's every chance in the world that you'll get the response that I got. So, but keep in mind that the actual doodle animation is only going to be as powerful as your script. So make sure you get the problem solution across in your script, and that it's a compelling story. You have a bit of theatre attached to it. Put a little bit of humour if you possibly can. And of course, at the end, make sure it's a very strong call to action. So therefore, your doodle animation will only be as good as your script. But consider doodle animation for your website, because I can guarantee you that there's nothing that I've come across in terms of video that's more compelling.